Okay, I'm back. Here's the next video. You found it right after the end of the first video. Did you piece them together? Did someone else piece them together for you? Who knows, but you're at the right place if you have watched the first video. Okay, whatever. Okay. Humanity ardently seeks the truth and explores every avenue to it. In this process, it has produced a special literature, which ranges the whole gamut of thought, from the trivial to the sublime, up from divination through all the philosophies to the final lofty truth of the master key. Like, it's crazy. Like, this book like places itself very, very like confidently. Like, what is the divination? Yeah, like, this is the ultimate truth, basically. That's what it says. That's what I understand it says. The master key is here given to the world as a means of tapping the great cosmic intelligence and attracting from it that which corresponds to the ambitions and aspirations of each reader. Yeah, what I understand by this cosmic intelligence is basically, here's my interpretation. What I make of it is that after we die, like, almost like, can you see me? Like, you could probably have heard and would probably fathom realistically that in the world of the afterlife, telepathy is a big deal, you know? Okay, fine. You might be an atheist. That doesn't mean you believe in the afterlife. I'm only empirical, so chances are, if there's an atheist out there that says, "I know everything about the universe," chances are he's kind of scamming you, because how do you know everything about the universe? Like, you're no better than the religious people. As an atheist, you're no better than the religious people, because obviously you think the religious people are wrong, but you're no better than them if you say you know everything, you know all the answers, because that's exactly what they say. So you're both kind of in the same boat, aren't you? You're selling an ideology to people, and you're like spoon feeding them an ideology, even if you're atheist. Yeah, like, I'm right here. I'm in the position where, like, it's only recently I've wrote in my journal that like, while sitting, I just sat cross-legged on my bed, and I just looked at the wall, and I just kind of, out of nowhere, just kind of realized, wait a second, I've been labeling everything all along. Like, for example, you know, I'm like, say if you're suffering from a masturbation addiction or something like that, like, I had the thing where I just called it a lust demon. I called it a demon, and I was like, the demon urges me into this addiction. What does that mean, bro? They're like, I realized, wait, why do I have this instinct of making, like, attaching labels and, like, explanations and meanings to shit? What if I just shut up for a moment? Like, just shut up with all the labeling, all the meaning, all that stuff, and just observe everything as it is, and let's see what I see. Good. It's a form of meditating. It's like, to me, meditating is a specific case of paying attention. Paying attention to what's real is just like the general activity you should do. Like, what does it feel like to get a thought? What is a thought like? Have we just invented the concept of thought? You know, have we, like, what has been, like, shoved to you as a belief, and what is, like, actually real in your conscious experience? What are you actually, like, feeling? I was like, when I feel like a masturbation urge, which I called it an addiction previously, I realized addiction doesn't actually exist. It's just a different me. Like, and that me is making a conscious decision to indulge in the vicious, in the vice, you know? I don't know what that is for you. Weed, pornography, you know, these vices, these things that, you know, like fast food, you know, things that are definitely bad for you. They're slowing down your evolution. They're holding you still, as Tentacion says. Jase Onfroy, I'm just gonna call him Jase from now on. As Jase says, it's holding you still and delaying your evolution. Things that are holding you still, you're doing them anyway, but it's a conscious choice. You're making the choice consciously. And, like, chances are, like by feeling, I'm just gonna say this, probably my conscious, like, I'm kind of assuming, and I think it's a good assumption, that all our conscious experiences are the same in nature. I'm not saying they're the same, like, by the same in nature, I mean, like, to all of us, like, the things that make up the conscious experience are the same. So, like, for example, if like there are two schizophrenic people and they're both schizophrenic, and wait, make sure I'm not going past the limit. Wait, let me put a timer for it. Like what? 5 minutes. I put 7 minutes. Okay, 7 minutes. So I have timer. So I get to the next video. Like, fundamentally, actually, there's no way to prove this. But like, if two people are feeling sad, like, no, how the fuck do I explain this? Like, if two people are feeling like, because words like sad and depressed are very, very, very ambiguous. They can mean anything. They're not as specific as people think. So I'm trying to find something very specific. Like, for example, like, if I see the color red, my assumption is that if you look at that color, you also see red, like, and you see it in the exact same way. So like I don't know, like numbness, like the numbness, depression, happiness, joy, sadness. These are all labels and things that we have invented to label something vague that just kind of means like a vague thing that is not like exactly precise. But if we had a precise name for the exact emotion, like that is absolutely precise. It means that absolutely that exact very emotion that you're feeling in that second, and you make the other person magically feel that exact same emotion, that exact same conscious experience in that exact moment, then they're the same. Well, obviously they're the same, you might say. Not very obvious, because there's no actual way to prove that two people's conscious experience are like not like completely different in nature from every single point of view. Like the atoms that make up the universe. Like, basically science says that this table is made of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And if you make a table in Sweden, I'm here in Romania, if you make a table in Sweden, the table is also made of protons, neutrons, and the electrons. So they're the same in nature. The matter is the same in nature. It's just different in shape, in the arrangement of chemicals, in the arrangement of compounds. But the atoms themselves are exactly the same. That's the concept. That's what I mean by this phrase, same in nature. That the thing that makes it up is the same. And when I say two conscious experiences are the same in nature, I'm saying that the things that make it up are exactly the same. And if you manage to label an exact emotion, an exact state of mind, an exact whatever, like it feels the exact same for two people to say, like, if I move my eye from here to here, and you do the exact same thing, like move like quickly like this, it will feel exactly the same. That's what my assumption that I'm making, right? Like, of course, excluding like noise factors, like maybe my eyes are a little bit different, and like it's slightly different if I do this, or maybe your head hurts or something and it's like slightly different when you, no, just assuming. So that's my assumption that I'm making, that all conscious experiences are the same. So but with this assumption made, which is a good assumption, if I discover something about my conscious experience, chances are it's only a matter of time until you discover the exact same thing, because we are having the same exact conscious experience by nature. So if I discover that, like, okay, once every 2 seconds, here's like, for example, this is a meditative discovery, this is a meditative insight. Meditative insights are basically like analyzing reality, what the reality is like, and having an insight on it, like, okay, holy cow, this applies. Like, I just been meditating for, I don't know, 6 hours every day, and I've realized this thing about reality that is always like this. It's like, how do I say this? It's like an empirical discovery about consciousness itself, okay? So, for example, my meditative teachers on Medito and Waking Up app, like for some, and other people, and for example, like Hamza, the self-improvement YouTuber, says that um, if you start being aware of your thoughts, once every 2 seconds, a new thought appears. And there's like a gap of 1 second where there's no thought and your mind is completely clear. It is like 1 second of peace, then another thought comes, then you return your attention to the object of meditation, and you make the discovery that we approximately have one thought every couple seconds by default. So what, with my assumption that all our conscious experiences are the same in nature, with this assumption being assuming it's true, it means if we meditate, we will all discover the exact same thing. You know, like we will all discover that, wait a second, I'm getting a new thought once every 2 or 3 seconds or like less. And it's like the same. So it's like the same. My conscious experience is the same in nature as Hamza's, the self-improvement king, as I like to call him. It's the same as Elon Musk's. My conscious experience is the same in nature as every human being on Earth. So if you tell every single human being to like pay attention to see what you see, we're gonna see like the exact same building blocks to consciousness, right? So like this thing with the one thought every 2 seconds rings true for everyone once they observe it. So that's the assumption that I'm making, that like two conscious experiences cannot be like different in nature. You cannot have like a table in Sweden, like this table is in Romania. You cannot have a table in Poland that is not made of neutron, proton, and electron. It's made of like some weird thing that is not none of the above. No, never. All matter is the same in nature everywhere. It's just a different. Yeah, you get what I mean. I'm repeating myself at this point. You should already understand what I'm trying to say if you really pay attention. But yeah, what was I getting to? Oh yeah, about this cosmic intelligence thing. Yo, and my like shift, my paradigm shift in my belief system recently, that I'm only paying, like I'm no longer like, I'm paying attention only to what's real. It's kind of a Sam Harris kind of thing, as I said. I'm paying attention exactly to, empirically to what is real, only paying attention. And I'm adding no sugar to it, no salt to it, no meaning, no labeling, no putting names randomly and like saying, oh, it's this, or explanations. Just observing. That's it. Okay. And what do I see? I see that consciousness is continuous. It doesn't have gaps. Like we can call, like for example, and this means that there has to be an afterlife, because there's no such thing as nothingness. Nothingness, like, okay, I have to go through the next video. Right. See you in the next video. If you're following me, if you're genuinely engaged in the stuff that I'm saying, just pop to the next video. Maybe there's a playlist. Maybe someone made a playlist for you, so maybe even me, I don't know. Someone made a playlist for you and the next video will come. Alright. Ending the recording, starting the recording.